He waved to Sasha as he passed the other man in the living room, then made his way upstairs to Nicolina's room. She was still sitting on her bed, going through her notes, when he found her. She didn't appear to have noticed his arrival, so he called out to her softly, "Lena?" Finally, she raised her head and looked at him. "Antonin, I thought you were at work." "I was," he admitted, before hastily changing the subject, not wanting to begin the conversation on his bombshell news. "How's your prep going?" "I'm just making sure. But I seem to have all my notes ready now," she told him. But she wasn't going to be completely distracted. "Why did you come home again?" she asked. "Well, now or never. I came to get my things." He finally let it out. She wrinkled her brow, confused. "Why?" "I've got my first assignment," he told her, starting with the good news. She smiled. "That's good. So we've both got our first cases now." "Yep. Both moving up in the world, babe," he agreed, as casually as he could while picking up some of his bags. Just the ones with the clothes and other essentials. He wouldn't need the rest, would he? No, he could leave his guitar behind, and his music books, and his comics, and... Then the penny seemed to drop. "Do you have to go away for your assignment or something?" she asked, interrupting him as he pondered what to pack. "Yeah," he nodded reluctantly. "The assignment is in Yaroslavl." "What?" That got her to discard her papers at last, throwing them down on the bed and getting up. "That's miles away." "I know, babe," he sighed, dropping his packing and turning to her. "And I'm going to miss you while I'm gone, but I have to. They've got some serious trouble over there." Nicolina looked torn. "I'm glad you're helping and taking your job so seriously, but I will really miss you too." She ran over to hug him. After a few moments of peace, as they held one another, she finally questioned, "What kind of trouble, though? Will you be safe?" "It's a mafia job," he told her. Upon seeing her concerned expression, he added, "But I'm sure I'll be in my element, finally getting some action and all." His grin at the end of that statement must have convinced her, and he thanked God that it had, because otherwise she might have noticed that he hadn't actually answered her question. He wasn't sure of that himself, and he didn't want to lie to her. "I'd better pack," he told her, moving away again reluctantly and starting to sort his things out. It took a little while, but eventually he had his essential belongings all sorted out and was ready to go. Apart from one thing, the ring box, a tiny little thing, seemed to weigh heavily in his pocket, especially with Nicolina watching him forlornly as he prepared to go. Leaving his bags on the floor, he pulled her into his arms again, kissing her. When they eventually broke apart, she sighed. "I guess it is time for you to go now, then. Is this our goodbye kiss?" "Almost," he admitted. "But before that happens, there's something I want to give you." He reached into his pocket. "What is it?" Taking out the ring, he smiled at her sweetly. "It's just a promise. I want to be able to promise that when I get back, we'll get married."